Exercise 1.2. These are the questions which we are going to discuss in this video. Now the first question is, express each of the following numbers as a product of its prime factors. What is the question? The question is, we need to express the following numbers, that is the given numbers, as product of its prime factors. Which means we need to write the given numbers as product. Product means multiplication. Multiplication of its factors which are prime. We need to consider only the prime factors. Now the first question is 140. Let us look into the solution now. Before solving these questions, first you need to know the concept of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Let us discuss about fundamental theorem of arithmetic now. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What does it mean? It says that every composite number can be expressed as product of primes, and this factorization is unique. Before you understand these statements, first you need to know what is composite number and what is prime number. Now, prime number. What is the prime number? A number that is divisible only by itself and 1. It means that any number that is divisible by 1 and itself is known as prime number. Examples of prime numbers can be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23 and so on. Now, when you consider 2, the factors of 2 is 1 and 2. Now, when you consider 3, the factors is 1 and 3. That means 1 and itself only. When you consider 5, the factors are 1 and 5. For 7, 1 and 7. For 11, 1 and 11. For 13, 1 and 13. And so on. Now, coming to composite number. What is a composite number? A number that has factors other than 1 and itself is known as a composite number. Now, examples of composite number can be 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 and so on. The numbers which are not prime is known as a composite number. You can easily call it as a composite number. When you consider 4, the factors of 4 can be 1, 2 and 4. When you consider 6, the factors can be 1, 2, 3 and 6. Other than 1 and 6, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. Now when you consider 9, the factors can be 1, 3 and 9. Other than 1 and 9, 3 is present. So it is a composite number. Now coming to the statement of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, it is every composite number can be expressed as product of primes and this factorization is unique. Now look into the statement now. Every composite number, that means every composite number, these are the composite numbers now, can be expressed as product of primes. Now these composite numbers, let us say 4, 6, 9 as a product of prime numbers and this factorization is unique. Let us look into the example now to understand more better. Now the example is 12. 12 and 18. Now first example is 12. What are the factors of 12? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. These are the factors of 12. Now what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Every composite number, here 12 is a composite number, can be expressed as product of primes. It means that multiplication of prime numbers. So 12 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 3. Here the factors of 12 can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12, and in that only the prime numbers are 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are the prime numbers. So we can express these 12, which is a composite number, as a product of primes, that is 2 and product of primes, that is 2 and 3. Now 12 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 3. Here the products here is all prime numbers only. So 12 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 3. This is nothing but fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Now moving on to the second example, which is 18. Now the factors of 18 can be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. These are the factors of 18. In all these factors, 2 and 3 are only the prime numbers. Now 18 can be expressed as product of these prime numbers, which is 2 into 3 into 3. 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 3 is 18. So every composite number, 18 is a composite number, can be expressed as product of its prime numbers. So this is nothing but fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Now moving on to the actual question now. Now, on understanding what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic, let us solve this question. That is, we need to express these number as a product of its prime factors. And the question is 140. So, let us look into the solution now. Now, in the rough work, I have written what are the factors of 140. The factors of 140 is 1, 2, 7, 5 and 140. Now, among all these, 2, 7 and 5 are the prime numbers. 2, 7, 5 are the prime numbers of for the factors of 140. It means that 2, 7, 5 are the prime factors of 140. Now, this can be written as 140 2 into 70. 2 into 70 is nothing but 140. Now 70 can be written as 2 into 35. 2 into 35 is nothing but 70. Now 35 can be written as 5 into 7. Now when you consider here 2, 2, 5 and 7, these all are prime factors of 140. So 140 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 5 into 7. Now 140 can be expressed as 2 square into 5 into 7. Here the factors which we have written here is all prime factors only. Now 140 can be expressed as 2 square into 5 into 7. Similarly, you can do another problem. Now the second question is 156. You need to express these number as a product of its prime factors. Now moving on to the solution. Now what are the factors of 156? The factors of 156 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 13, 26, 39, 52, 78 and 156. Among all these factors, 2 is a prime factor, 3 is a prime factor and 13 is a prime factor. So the prime factors are 2, 3 and 13. Now express 156 as a product of these prime factors. So here is 156. So 156 can be represented as 2 into 78. Now 78 can be represented as 2 into 39. Now 39 can be expressed as 3 into 13. So now 156 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 3 into 30. So 156 equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 30. So this can be written as 156 is equal to 2 into 2 is 2 square into 3 into 30. So among all these are all the prime factors of 156. So we have expressed the given number 156 as product of its prime factor. Now moving on to the third question, that is 3825, and we need to express these number as product of its prime factors. Now let us look into the solution now. So what are the factors of 3825? The factors of 3825 is 1, 3, 5, 17 and 3825. Among all these, what are the prime factors? The prime factors are 3, 5 and 17. 3, 5 and 17 are the prime factors. Now, let us look into the solution now. 3825. So, 3825 can be expressed as 5 into 765. Now, 765 can be expressed as 5 into 153. Now, 153 can be expressed as 3 into 51. Whereas 51 can be expressed as 3 into 17. So now 3825 can be expressed as 5 into 5 into 3 into 3 into 17, which can be written as 5 into 5 into 3 into 3 into 17. This can also be written as 3825 equal to 5 square into 3 square into 17. So here 5, 3, 17 are the prime factors of 3825. Now moving on to the next question, that is 5005. We need to express these number as product of its prime factors. Now let us look into the solution now. So what are the factors of 5005? The factors are 1, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 5005. Among all these, what are the prime factors? Prime factors are 5, 7, 11 and 13. These are the prime factors. So express 5005 as a product of prime factors. Now 5005 can be expressed as 5 into 1001. Now 1001 can be expressed as 7 into 143. Now 143 can be expressed as 11 into 13. Now when you consider here, all the numbers are prime numbers. So 5005 can be expressed as 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. So 5005 is expressed as product of primes, which is nothing but 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. Now coming to the last one of this question, that is 7429, 7429. We need to express this number as product of its prime factors. Let us look into the solution now. Now what are the factors of 7429? The factors of 7429 is 1, 17, 19, 23 and 7429. Among all these factors, 17, 19, 23 is a prime factors of 7429. So 7429 can be expressed as 17 into 437. Now 437 can be expressed as 19 into 23. So 17 is a prime factor, 19 is a prime factor and 23 is a prime factor. So therefore 7429 can be expressed as 17 into 19 into 23, which is nothing but the solution to this problem. Now moving on to the second question of exercise 1.2. The question is, find the LCM and HCF of the following integers by prime factorization method. What is the question? You need to find LCM and HCF of the following integers. It means the given numbers by prime factorization method. In the previous question, you have written the given number into product of prime factors. Using that, you need to find LCM and HCF using the product of prime factors. So, in order to solve these problems, first you need to know how to find LCM and HCF by using the prime factorization method. Let us discuss now. Now, in the question number 1, you have learned how to write a given number as product of its prime factors. Now, using these product of prime factors, let us learn how to find HCF and LCM of a given numbers. Now, let us look into it now. So, to find HCF, we need to choose product of smallest power of each common prime factor of the numbers. And to find LCM, you need to choose product of greatest power of each prime factor of the numbers. So, to understand it more clearly, let us solve an example. So, the example is 12 and 18. So, consider two numbers, that is 12 and 18, and you need to find HCF of these two numbers and LCM of these two numbers using the prime factorization method. Now consider 12. 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 as a product of its primes. So 12 can also be written as 2 square into 3 power 1. So there are 2 2's, so 2 square. So there are only 1, so 3 power 1. Similarly, write for 18. So what are the product of primes for 18? It is 2 into 3 into 3. So 2 into 3 into 3 are the product of primes for 18. Now these can also be written as 2 power 1 into 3 square. Now for 12 it is 2 square into 3 power 1, and for 18 it is 2 power 1 into 3 square. Now after writing the product of primes, let us look how to find the HCF and LCM of these two numbers 12 and 18. So what is HCF? HCF is nothing but product of smallest power of each common prime factor of the numbers. So you need to consider 12 and 18 product of primes, and in that choose the common prime factors in both the values. So in both the values, what is the common prime factors? Here 2 square is present, here 2 power 1 is present. So 2 power 1 is considered. Now 3 power 1, 3 square. So among these 12 and 18, 2 power 1 and 3 power 1 are the common factors. Here 2 power 1 is present, 3 power 1 is present. In 18, here 2 power 1 is present, 3 power 1 is present. So from 12 and 18, 2 power 1 and 3 power 1 are the common prime factors, and these are the smallest power. Here 2 power 1 is the smallest one, and here 3 power 1 is the smallest one. So HCF of 12 and 18 is nothing but 2 power 1 into 3 power 1, which is nothing but 6. 2 power 1 is 2, 3 power 1 is 3. So 2 into 3, it is nothing but 6. Now how to find LCM now? LCM is nothing but product of greatest power of each prime factor of the numbers. Here it should not be a common prime factor. In HCF it is a common prime factor, but in LCM it is not a common prime factor. For each prime factor you need to check. So LCM is nothing but greatest power of each prime factor of the numbers. So now here 2 square into 3 power 1. Here 2 power 1 into 3 square. Among 2 square and 2 power 1, 2 square is greatest power. Among 3 power 1 and 3 square is the greatest power. Now you need to consider 2 square and 3 square as LCM. So LCM of 12 and 18 is 2 square into 3 square, which is nothing but 36. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 9 fours, it is 36. Therefore HCF is 6 and LCM is 36. In a similar way, you need to find HCF and LCM for the remaining. Now on understanding how to find LCM and HCF for the given integers using prime factorization method, let us solve few exercise problems. Now the first question is, first one, 12, 15 and 21. You need to find LCM of 12, 15 and 21 and HCF of 12, 15 and 21. Let us look into the solution now. So you need to write the product of primes for each values. That is, for 12 you need to write product of primes, for 15 and for 21. So when I return, I got product of primes for 2 is 2 into 2 into 3. For 15 it is 3 into 5. For 21 it is 3 into 7. Now these can also be written as 2 square into 3 power 1. For 15 it is 3 power 1 into 5 power 1. For 21 it is 3 power 1 into 7 power 1. Now how to find HCF and LCM? Let us look into it now. So HCF of 12, 15 and 21. 12, 15 and 21. What is the HCF? You need to choose the smallest power among the common prime factors. So among all these 3 power 1 is the common in all these 3. See, 2 square is not present in 15 and 21, and 3 power 1 is present in 12, 15 and 21. So 3 power 1 is considered. Now 5 power 1 is not present in 12 and 21, so it is eliminated. Now 7 power 1 is not present in 12 and 15, so it is eliminated. So only the common prime factor which is present in all the 3 is 3 power 1. So HCF of 12, 15 and 21 is 3 power 1, which is nothing but 3. Now how to find LCM? LCM is nothing but greatest power of each prime factor. So LCM is nothing but greatest power of each prime factor. Now here the prime factors are 2 square, 3 power 1. Here 3 power 1 is already present, so 5 power 1 and now 7 power 1. So what are the prime factors? 2 square, 3 power 1, 5 power 1 and 7 power 1. So among these the greatest one. So it is nothing but 2 square into 3 power 1 into 5 power 1 into 7 power 1. So the answer is, when you multiply all these numbers, the answer is 420. So HCF of 12, 15 and 21 is 3 and LCM of 12, 15 and 21 is 420. Similarly, you can solve other problems. Now the second question is 17, 23 and 29. You need to find LCM and HCF using prime factorization method. Now moving on to the solution. First you need to write the product of primes for 17, 23 and 29. So when I return for 17, 23 and 29, I get 17 power 1 as product of primes for 17. For 23 it is 23. For 29 it is 29, because all these three numbers are prime numbers only. So what is mean by prime numbers? Prime numbers are the numbers whose factors are 1 and itself only. So here it is 17 power 1, 23 power 1 and 29 power 1. Now what is the HCF? You know the HCF is the common prime factor which is the smallest power. So among these three there is no common prime factor. There is no common prime factor because 17 is not present here, and 23 is not present in 17 and 29 and so on. So among all these three, only the common which is present is 1. So HCF of 17, 23 and 29 is 1. And now coming to the LCM. Now what is the LCM? LCM is the greatest power of each prime factor. So 17 power 1 is only the greatest one, and 23 power 1 is only the greatest one, and 29 power 1 is only the greatest one. So LCM is 17 into 23 into 29. So LCM of 17, 23, 29 is 17 into 23 into 29. When I multiply all these numbers, I get the LCM as 11339. So HCF is 1 and LCM is 11339. Now coming to the third question. The question is 8, 9 and 25. We need to find LCM and HCF of these integers using the prime factorization method. Now for each 8, 9 and 25, first you need to write its product of primes. So product of primes for each 8, 9 and 25 is for 8 it is 2 into 2 into 2. For 9 it is 3 into 3. For 25 it is 5 into 5. So these can be written as 2 cube and 9 can be written as 3 square, whereas 25 can be written as 5 square. Now HCF. What is HCF? It is the smallest power of common prime factor. So among all these three, 2 cube is not present among 9 and 25, 3 square is not present among these two, and 5 square is also not present among 8 and 9. So what is the HCF? Only 1 is present in among all the three. So HCF of 8, 9 and 25 is 1. Now moving on to LCM. LCM is nothing but greatest power of each prime factor. So 2 cube, 2 is only present here and here. 2 is not present in 9 and 25. So 2 cube is the greatest power. So 3 square. 3 is not present in 8 and 25. So 3 square is only the greatest power. Now 5 square, it is only the greatest power. 5 is not present anywhere. So HCF is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square. Sorry, LCM is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square. So LCM of 8, 9 and 25 is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square, which is nothing but 1800. Now in a similar way, the fourth question, that is 72 and 108. So first you need to write product of its prime factors. So product of prime factors of 72 and 108 is, for 72 it is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Now for 108 it is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. So these can be written as 2 cube into 3 square, and 108 can be written as 2 square into 3 cube. Now coming to HCF. HCF is the smallest power of common prime factor. So first you need to check the common prime factors. So among these two, common prime factors is 2 square and 3 square. See, 2 square is present in 2 cube and 2 square is present in 2 square. Now 3 square is present in 3 square and 3 square is present in 3 cube also. So 2 square 3 square is present in 72 and 2 square 3 square is present in 108. So the HCF is 2 square into 3 square. That is nothing but 36. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 into 9 is nothing but 36. Now LCM. LCM is nothing but the greatest power of each prime factor. Now 2 cube. Among 2, 2 square is present. Among 2 cube and 2 square, 2 cube is greatest power. Now in the similar way, from 3 square and 3 cube is greatest power. So the LCM is 2 cube into 3 cube. So the LCM of 72 and 108 is 2 cube into 3 cube, which is nothing but 216. Now the last question, 306 and 657. You need to find LCM and HCF of these values using the prime factorization method. Now coming to the solution, first you need to write the product of primes. So for 306 and 657. For 306 it is 2 into 3 into 3 into 17. For 657 it is 3 into 3 into 73. Now this can also be written as 2 into 3 square into 17, and 657 it is written as 3 square into 73. Now HCF. HCF is the smallest power which is common prime factor in both the values. So the common in both the values is 3 square. So 3 square is the HCF. Now what is LCM? LCM is the greatest power of each prime factor. So for prime factor 2 it is the greatest. For 3 square there are two values, that is 3 square and 3 square. So 3 square is a prime factor. But you need to choose only one 3 square. Now 17 it is only present, so 17 is considered. 73 power 1 is also considered. Now the LCM is 2 into 3 square into 17 into 73. It is nothing but 22338. Now moving on to the third question, which is check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. We need to check that 6 power n can be any natural number, can end with the digit 0. So 6 power n can be 6 power 1, 6 power 2, 6 power 3, so on, etc. So we need to check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0. So let us look into the solution now. Now any number with unit place 0 or 5 should divisible by 5. It means that 10 is divisible by 5. 20 is divisible by 5. The divisibility test for 5 is the units place of any number should be 0 or 5. Now it is given that the end digit should be 0. So it must divisible by 5. So end digit with 0 should always divisible by 5. But the prime factorization of 6 power n is 2 into 3 whole power n. Prime factorization. So for 6, what are the primes? 2 and 3. So 2 into 3 whole power n. So 5 is a prime, but it is not present in 6 power n. That is 2 into 3 whole power n. So the prime factorization of 6 power n does not contain prime number 5. So therefore 6 power n cannot end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. So it is not possible. It is false. Now moving on to the fourth question of exercise 1.2. The question is explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 and 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. You need to explain why these two numbers are composite numbers. So what is a composite number? A composite number is a number which has factors other than 1 and itself. For example, 4. When you consider 4, the factors of 4 is 1, 2 and 4. Other than 1 and 4, 2 is present. So it is a composite number. In similar way, you need to explain why these two numbers are composite numbers. So let us look into the solution now. I have taken these two numbers separately and I took 13 common from this number because here it is a into operator and it is a plus operator. So you can take 13 common. So when I take 13 common, I get the equation like this. Now from on the other hand side, when I take 5 common, I get the equation like this. Now I multiply and add all the numbers here. In the similar way, I multiply and add all the numbers here. So when I multiply and add, I get 13 into 78 because 13 as it is, 7 into 11 it is 77, 77 into 1 it is 77 plus 1 it is 78. So 13 into 78. In the same way, I kept 5 as it is, 7 into 6 it is 42, and when I multiply everything I get 1008. So plus 1 it is 1009. So I get these two numbers. Now what is a composite number? Composite number can have factors other than 1 and itself. So here other than 1 and itself, I had factors as 13 into 2 into 3 into 13. So other than 1 and itself, I have factors as 1, 2, 3, 13 and the whole number. In the similar way, I have other factors other than 1 and itself. So it is a composite number. So both numbers are composite numbers. It is a composite number and it is also a composite number. Therefore, these two numbers are composite numbers. Now moving on to the fifth question of exercise 1.2. How will you show that 17 into 11 into 2 plus 17 into 11 into 5 is a composite number? Explain. How you will show that this number is a composite number. You need to explain. Now moving on to the solution. I have taken the entire expression which we have given in the question, and now when you observe it carefully, you can take 17 into 11 as common because here is a plus sign and here these are intos and these are intos. So you can take 17 into 11 as common. So when I take 17 into 11 common, I get the remaining values are 2 and plus 5. So 17 into 11 when I take common, the remaining values are 2 plus 5. So I get 17 into 11 as it is 2. What is 2 plus 5? It is 7. So 17 into 11 into 7. So these are nothing but composite number because other than 1 and itself there are some factors. So therefore this number is a composite number. Therefore the given expression what they are given, it is a composite number. Now moving on to the last question. The question is, what is the last digit of 6 power 100? So what is the end digit of 6 power 100? Let us look into the solution now. When you consider 6 power 1, what is 6 power 1? It is 6. When you consider 6 square, what is 6 square? It is 36. For 6 cube, it is 216. 6 power 4, it is 1296. So on. When you take any power, that is 6 power 1, 6 power 2, 6 power 3, so on, etc. The last digit of every number is 6. So in the similar way, 6 power 100 is also, the last digit is also 6. Therefore, the last digit of 6 power 100 is 6.